Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? This is John Jester here, coming to you today with another great recording. Today, I'm going to give you some information on the Rule of 72, and the Rule of 72 is an awesome formula for figuring out how fast your money will double. All right. So, what I want to do before I give you the formula, what I want to do is show you some reasons why you should really get to know this formula and why you are participating in this rule, whether you know it or not. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here, and I'm going to start off by sharing these slides with you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something even better because I was doing some surfing today, and I'm going to do something even better than just show you the slides. What I thought I'll do is when it comes down to putting money aside and saving money, you know, I once heard a person say, savers are losers. The guy's name is Robert Kiyosaki. And I could never understand why he said savers are losers. You know, he said that. I was like, why is he insulting people like that? Savers are losers. And in the beginning, it didn't make any sense. But then as I became more financially aware of things, I understood why savers are losers. He don't mean they're losers in the sense of, you know, you have a bad personality or you're going to be a loser in life. You know, he's talking financially as far as putting money into a savings account is concerned, that you are on the losing side if you depend on your money being put into a savings account. So I'm going to show you. So what I did was I said, let me search around because I'm always talking about the rule of 72. Let me actually show people what is really happening out there. So what I did was I Googled a couple of major banks, and I hope this is okay because I'm going to put this on social media, and this is public knowledge. I mean, anybody can go to Google and they can type in these banks that I'm putting up, Bank of America, like in our region here. I'm in, you know, the eastern part. These banks I'm going to show you, they're pretty major banks in this area. But anybody can go to Google, put their names in, and get this exact information that I'm going to pull up. So I was curious to what the different savings account interest rates are for the average person who's putting money into a savings account. So we know inflation is like 3%, you know, even 4% when you add everything into it, if not higher. And so let me see what people are getting on their savings account. So I put in interest rate for this particular bank right here. All right, you see the name of it. And then they see they have a 0.75 5-year CD, all right, that you have to put in. Let me see what their average savings account is. That's not up here. Let me see. Let me re-Google that. So it gave me a lot of stuff here. Okay, here we go. They got 3 stars, healthy rate. Nah, that's not the rate right there. Let me just do it again. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do a Google search. See if I get the same thing. Okay, here we go. All right, Bank of America savings account rates. the APY, right, which is annual percentage yield. This means each year you get a 0.06%. That's with a minimum of $100,000 in your bank. Okay, that's their business advantage relationship, gold stuff. Let's see, you have anything for a regular? A minimum 500,000, other tiers up to 10,000. Let's see if I can find something for the average person. This is stuff that average people don't have. What is the interest rate on the Bank of America savings account? Savings account, Okay, the rates start at a 0.03 APY. That means a 0.03 annual percentage rate that you're getting, right? That's a yield, right? And can go up to a 0.75. That's if you have those higher account sizes. But that's there with Bank of America, 0.03. Then I went over to Wells Fargo, right? Their interest rate right here, 0.01. Minimum deposit, $25, okay? And I went over to TD Bank, right? They had from zero, if you got the balance from zero to $999.99, 0.05%. Over $1,000, 0.5%. 5,000 to 9,999, 0.05%. That's at TD Bank. Okay, and there's another bank around here, Investors, right? Investors interest rate savings bank, minimum $1, 0.25%, 0.25. So if you notice, there's a common thing here. Here's another bank. This is new bank to me, but it's around here, B&T Savings, right? They're at 0.03%. So the common theme here is they're all under 1% per year. All right? So no matter how much money you're putting in there, so far they're all under 1% for the year. So this brings me to my rule of 72 thing. So let's see, I also went to bankrate.com and I found other banks that are not normally local. You got Citibank, you got CIBC, State Farm Bank, which will offer you 2.3%, 2.2%. Minimum balance $100, $1,000, $1, $1.90%. These are like online banks. I haven't seen many of these physical banks anywhere around. CIT, never even heard of them before. Okay, so but they offer you 2.3%. So keep that in mind. So as I'm going through the rule of 72, it looks like 2.3. These are the best online savings accounts for August of 2019. These are the best. CIT Bank, CIBC Bank, State Farm Bank, and American Express Personal Savings Account. These are the best that they can give you for August of 2019. 2.3% is the highest. All right? So I want you to keep that in mind as I'm going through the rule of 72. So now let me go to the rule of 72. All right? And I'm going to put this slide up so that you can see it. And we're going to start right from here. And I really want you to learn this because it's really, really important to your livelihood for the future. So this brings me to the rule of 72. And what is the rule of 72? What's the importance of it? Well, the importance of the rule of 72 is a simple rule of thumb to guide your financial future. If you remember anything about this presentation, make sure that it's the rule of 72. Now I'm going to show you how it works. What you do is you take the rule of 72. You take the interest rate on the money that you're receiving. Doesn't matter where your money is located, whether it's a savings, a checking account, a money market, a CD, your pension fund, your deferred compensation plan, your thrift savings plan. Doesn't matter where your money is located. You take the interest rate that you're receiving, the annual interest rate that you're receiving. You divide that number into 72. All right? And the answer is the approximate number of years that it takes for your money to double. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, the average person works approximately 45 to 48 years in their lifetime. So let's see how that works in the person's lifetime in the real world. Now, most people go and they place all their money into a bank. So mind you, in the bank, you get less than 1% savings or checking on your savings account or checking account. So with that said, if you take 1 and divide it into 72, that means it takes 72 years for your money to double. If you boost it up to 2 and divide 2 into 72, it goes 36 times. That means it takes 36 years for your money to double. Okay? Now I'm going to give you an example using at 3%, which none of the banks gave us, right? If you divide 3 into 72, you get 24. This means that your money doubles every 24 years. So suppose I gave you $1,000 and you deposited that $1,000 into an account and did not withdraw any money from it. You just let it sit there. Let me show you what would happen with $1,000 over a period of 45 to 48 years. This is what can happen at 3%. Now, to keep in mind, before I started this, all of the banks that I showed you were giving you less than 1%, with the exception of those online bank accounts, which gave you 2.3% at the highest. I'm going to use 3% for this example. All right, so let me previous, okay? So if you take 3% and divide it in there, it goes every 24 years. That means $1,000, 24 years later, would turn into $2,000. And then 24 years later from there, it would turn into $4,000. So if you took that $1,000, left it in there for 48 years, from the time that maybe you was 18 to the time that you turned 66, you would get the check back for $4,000. You would have quadrupled your money, right? Put in 1,000, got 4,000 back. This is what you get when you leave your money here in an account like this with the bank or with someone else similar to this. Now the banks are happy and you're happy because you gave them 1,000, you got 4 back. The bank said, hey, here's the $4,000 for you. You know, let's go. They're pretty happy. But you don't know why they're happy. You know why you're happy because you got 4 times the amount of money back. Let's find out why they're happy. But the banks do, and they say, hey, maybe we can, take this a little further and get 6% off their money. All right, so if you divide 6 into 72, it goes 12 times. This means that approximately every 12 years, your money will double. Now, in the past, you used to get that in some money markets. You used to be able to get that in a place called ING and even some CDs if you had enough money to put in for the balance, but they're not offering that anymore. Let's see what happens in every 12 years. You invest that same $1,000 that you invested at 3%. Year 1, it will be $1,000. Year 12, because we're going every 12 years, it's going to be $2,000. Year 24, it's going to be $4,000. Year 36 is going to be $8,000. Year 48 is going to be $16,000. All right, $16,000 in the same 48 years, from 18 to 66, the same 48 years that it took you to get $4,000 when the bank originally gave you back. They take that money, right, and they reinvest it, and they got $16,000 from it. And what they did was they still gave you the $4,000 back. All right, I want you to see how that works there. But let's see, I'm going to take it a step further, and let's see what happens when you double from 6% to 12%. All right, what do you think the banks will get once they double your money from 6% to 12%? Mind you, most people don't know how to get 12% from their money, but the banks do. All right, and this is per year. If you divide 12 into 72, that goes every 6 times. This means approximately every 6 years your money is going to double. And where can you get that from? Maybe some mutual funds, maybe some stocks, definitely in the Forex and Bitcoin and crypto market, right? It's with some risk there, but it's calculated. Definitely in real estate, there's some risk there, but the money's secured and the properties are insured. Okay, how can you get 12% on your money? Well, the money's going to double every 6 years. So year 1 is going to be $1,000. Year 6 is going to be $2,000. Year 12, $4,000. Year 18, $8,000. Year 24, $16,000. Year 30 is going to be $32,000 only in year 30, right? We're going to keep going up to year 48. We'll see what happens. Year 36 is $64,000. Year 42 is $128,000. And year 48 is $256,000, all right? This is what they're really doing with your money, and some, okay? Not just that, but and some, okay? So are you still happy that the banks gave you that $4,000 check? See, what they do is they took that $256,000 that they made, gave you $4,000, and they made $252,000. And the big question is, off of whose money did they do that? All right? Off of your money. You, right there, listening to me. All right? They get this and more with personal loans, car loans, credit cards, home equity lines of credit, second mortgages, businesses, real estate, hedge funds, Forex, stock market, and more. They get a lot of money off of a lot of different things, all right? But we only know how to get money in one place. We only know how to take our money, put it into the corner bank, right? You ever wonder why so many banks on the corners? We put our money there, and then we let them do whatever they do with our money, and we're just happy with it. We just give us a $4,000 check. We're good. And they're making more than quadruple. They're making multiple. And this is why I always say you should remember the rule of 72, because this affects your life. This affects your life and some, It's like you can be getting more interest on your money if you decide to seek and look for other areas to get money, a higher interest on your money. Now, this is the world that most people live in. Most people operate in this world of less than 1%. Some people operate in the 1 to 3% per year arena, which gives them that number that you talked about, that I talked about earlier. Remember when I showed you it's $4,000, all right? This is what most people do, and most people are happy and they're good with it because they're just stuck in a tunnel and they just accept whatever the banks and the government give them. So this is what you get when you leave your money here, and you just accept it, and you just go on and you work and you work and you work, and by this time you're retiring, and now you're going, wow, I should have some more money than that, shouldn't I? You know, but you never thought about the rule of 72. So if you thought about the rule of 72 when you was 18, you would know that by the time you hit 66, you should have more than $4,000. But they don't teach this to us in school. There's only a small portion of the population that's lucky enough to even get 12% per year in this arena. All right, you remember this slide I showed you here? It's 12%. When the banks make the $256,000, they give you $4,000 back, and they profit from $252,000. Only a small portion of people even know how to get 12% off their money. It doesn't happen for many people. But this is the thing that's better. You know, they said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Albert Einstein says this. He said, he who understands it earns it, right? He who doesn't pays it, right? Very important for you to understand. He who understands compound interest, they earn this interest. He who does not understand it will continue to pay and pay and pay and pay. But wait, there is more. There is a reason for I'm doing this. You got to remember, we're talking about the yearly APY, right? This is yearly. I'm talking about money getting paid on your account per year, spread out, right? 3% per year, less than 1% per year, 12% per year, as I use an example. But I want you to know, did you know that there's people that are getting these same results on a daily basis, right? One talking to you right now, 1% per day, 3% per day, 12% per day. On our money right now, we found out how we can bypass all that stuff that the banks are doing and get a higher interest rate on our money. This way our money can double faster and we can grow. We can grow money on top of money, on top of money, on top of money, and you can do the same thing, okay? So if you're watching this video, you probably either came from one of my webinars or one of my seminars. You may have received a business card that I have, and you can do the same thing. If you want to learn how to do it, just contact me. You got my business card, call me on this number, or go to where it has to sign up for working with me. You know, want to work with me, there's an area there for you to come work with me. Sign up, you know, and just come on board, and I'll show you how you can do a lot better than what was taught to us as from kids on up. This is what they teach us. This is what they're teaching us, but you can do better than this, okay? We can do better than this. I can show you, and then you can pass it on to your kids, and you can pass it on to their kids, and so forth and so forth, all right? You do not have to settle for this. We just do it because we don't know anything else. So we have blinders on, and we don't know what else to do, so this is what we do, all right? So, but if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a message, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video. All right, somebody's knocking on the door, and I got to go. All right, talk to you guys later. Peace. Bye-bye.